curling could almost be Canada's other national sport, but I don't think most people have even tried it. In this particular case, it's outdoor curling at a brewery on an abandoned railway track on the former site of a Christmas tree farm. You can't get your tree here anymore, but you can certainly have a beer while you smash some rocks together. As a kid in the city, we always bought our Christmas tree from a grocery store parking lot, but where I live now, we take a more industrious approach. You know what they say, you can take the boy out of the city, but you can't take the city out of the boy. It's a family tradition that I've come to love, but once upon a time, I might have been buying a tree from the old Christmas tree farm on the Kettle Valley Rail Trail. But now I sit here and mourn the end of the last Christmas tree while having a beer, or at least staring at one. This is the barley field, right?
This is the barley field, yeah. This is exactly where the Christmas trees were. I would say there's probably close to an acre of them. Gosh, we would easily sell 100 trees, and even when we had to take them down for the barley, I think we still cleared probably 100. So there was still quite a few left. A lot of them were quite big at this point, so I think maybe too big for what people wanted for their homes. But the bigger the tree, the more flight boards we got out of them, so yeah.
Were there points though where you were just looking at yourself like, we're Christmas tree farmers?
Yes, oh yeah. When I was going through with the sword. Yeah, what am I doing with my life right now? Yeah, it was cool though. I mean, how many people can say they pruned Christmas trees and sold them at a U-Cut Christmas tree farm?
I love how you've incorporated all the elements of the history of this property into the mix here. But yeah, talk to me about Christmas trees a little more. I noticed like the flight boards all say like RIP Christmas tree.
We ran the trail store for a couple of years while we were getting all the permitting in place. So my wife and I actually did the U-Cut Christmas trees for 2 winters. So we were lucky enough to come down here and yeah, just hang out with people. And we kept it going, and I was out there pruning the trees with like literal swords. There's swords meant for pruning Christmas trees, which I had no idea. We had to grow the barley that we're growing now. So we had to clear, unfortunately, all the trees, including the Christmas trees. And I wanted to reuse as much as I could. So when I was cutting down the remaining Christmas trees, I kind of cut them into boards. And yeah, we got them engraved with RIP Christmas tree to kind of pay a little bit of homage to the old trail store and the property. So we definitely didn't want to lose sight of, you know, what this property used to be.
I mean, aside from using swords and learning how to prune with a sword, what's the weirdest thing, or sort of what was the most shocking thing about selling Christmas trees for you?
I think it's probably just the fact that I never in my life thought I'd be selling Christmas trees. So I think that was probably the weirdest part. It was a lot of fun. Like, it's just like, you know, maybe 3 weeks of people coming in to like make memories. So there's been people coming there for years and years to buy these, and just to be part of, you know, making memories for those types of families. Like, I can remember being a child cutting down Christmas trees and having those memories. So just creating that for people, I think, is just one of the coolest things that, you know, we did as part of that. And we've had a lot of people laugh and ask questions, and it does, you know, it gets that conversation going about what this place used to be and why we're here. And
For sure.
yeah, the history.
Where do you get your Christmas tree from now?
We go into the bush and find our own, yeah. The trees aren't nearly as nice as what they used to be on the farm here, but, you know, we're getting used to it. But yeah, the last probably 4 years now, yeah, we've just gone up into the bush. And we kind of have a tradition now with some friends, and we go out there and find a tree, and we make a fire and have hot dogs and s'mores.
Yeah, we do that too, and that was something that's happened for me in this part of my life as well. In the city, I would just go buy a tree.
Yeah.
But
So
you know,
easy.
yeah, but now it's like, oh yeah, you can apparently cut them down under power lines or something, and so you just go up and make an afternoon of it, and freeze your nuts off for a bit, and then chop down an ugly, scraggly tree and bring it home.
Charlie Brown tree.
Try to make it look as good as possible.
Exactly. Yeah, we put a lot of lights on there.
What's the best Christmas beer in your mind? Best Christmas beer that you brew?
I mean, we don't have a specific Christmas beer. We have our winter beer, I'll call it, which is our porter, our bellhop porter, and it's probably, well, it is our most awarded beer. We've done really well with it, and it's a recipe that our brewmaster Peter has been fine-tuning year after year for about 10 years probably. And yeah, he's got it to a place where he likes it, and it's a dark, complex, great beer to drink on a cold, wintry day, yeah.
And then you grow your own barley.
We grow our own barley, yeah. We got 5 acres here. I've had zero agricultural experience before this. So we just jumped right in, and We had to clear all the orchard, unfortunately, like I said, but we grow 5 acres. I bought an old combine and harvest every year, and we've made plans to finally grow some hops as well. So we're gonna set them up next to in between the kind of picnic area and the field there. So people can see, essentially all the ingredients that go into the beer will be right beside them.
It's not even like a 100-mile beer. It's gonna be like a 20-meter beer.
Yeah, literally, yeah. It's not enough for all our production, but it does do a decent chunk. And I've always wanted to grow hops as well. We're going to do it a little bit differently. Typically they're grown vertically. We're going to kind of mimic the vineyard approach and grow them horizontally, so that way we're not blocking the views. And I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be great.
That would make you probably one of the only breweries that's able to claim that the beer was made entirely on the property from start to finish. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think now there's maybe 7 or 8 farm breweries in the province. So out of the 242 or whatever there are, we're just a fraction of them. So it's very unique. And I think it's very cool just to see where the beer's coming from.
What was the idea behind the curling rink? Why would you put a curling rink in your brewery?
Well, one, it's super Canadian. I mean, I think the Christmas trees too is very Canadian, and having the curling rink was something that I'd never seen at a brewery, and we do have the space for it. That winter was quite cold and we were able to get away with it. It was quite a bit of work, but I just thought it was super cool. Like, where else, even the breweries in town, there's no space to really do it. I think really you'd have to be a farm more or less to have the room to make a curling rink. So we gave it a shot and we got real curling stones, and I would call it a success for sure. You're always at the mercy of the weather, and that was the hardest part. So the plan is to hopefully get a chiller and make it a thing, and hopefully start a league. And, I think it could be a lot of fun.
You could literally have beer league curling.
Yeah. It's a great excuse to drink beer, right?
Oh man. Also, I mean, so year 1 was a success, but year 2, climate change kind of mucked with the plan a bit.
Yeah,
it was a pretty warm winter for the most part.
That's right. Yeah. I think we need a little bit of help to make the ice. So, but it's in the works. I'm hoping we can make this happen. Yeah.
I need to work on my Canadianness, because I feel like I can't play hockey very well. I can't actually skate very well.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about curling.
Yeah.
I think,
We're trying to help everyone here.
I gotta start.
Start with curling at Abandoned Rail.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
If I can, drink and curl at the same time, then it'll be perfect starting.
Right? Yeah.
Get me over my inhibitions.
That's right.
Performance anxiety around curling.
I think the real rink are 150 feet long. Ours was 50.
That's
so
okay though.
It's kind of a hybrid, shuffleboard kind of.
Yeah, and let's face it. I mean, the average person coming in here is not looking for regulation curling.
No.
And you're not going to build an NHL rink out here either. It's
Yeah. It did get a lot of people saying, "Oh, maybe you should make just a ice skating rink around the brewery." All these ideas started coming out.
That doesn't sound expensive at all.
No, it's super affordable.
Sharp blades, ice.
Perfect.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, alcohol.
Oh, yeah. I think curling's safe, right? Start curling.
Abandoned Rail Brewing is uniquely situated along the old Kettle Valley Railway Trail on the outskirts of Penticton, British Columbia, in Canada. The railway is now a gravel path that meanders above the lake and through the vineyards. On any given day, hundreds of bikers, runners, and walkers use this path to get their miles and steps and enjoy the scenery. Thankfully, they can now hydrate along the way. The scene here is pretty spectacular, and in the summer you can take shade under a fruit tree in their orchard, and in winter you can push a heavy rock down a sheet of ice while yelling at it in between sips of Bavarian-style lager. Could it be any better than this? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and R.I.P. Christmas Tree.